add yellow ochre.
Yellow ochre. You want me to mix yellow ochre. Okay. So yellow ochre is kind of like a brownish yellow, right? So we're gonna do, I'm gonna actually mix it on my other side here. I had these toothpicks resting here. I'm gonna mix it over here. Start by just throwing some water in, and we're gonna definitely start with a lot of yellow because it's a dark brownish yellow. So I'm thinking of it like this, like in terms of ratios of primary, it's gonna be mostly yellow. Next step down is probably gonna be magenta, and then after that is gonna be our cyan, right? In terms of like ratios. So I'm gonna add some of my magenta because yellow ochre is a very warm, like yellowish. Yellow ochre is obviously a very warm brownish tone. So I'm gonna add that in. And like the littlest bit of cyan. These paints are really wet right now, so I'm getting a ton of pigment off of them like the moment I take my brush out. You see, that's way too green. That's way too green. So I gotta go back and add more yellow and more magenta to it. Because I don't want my magenta to overpower my yellow, but I still need it to be a lot warmer than that. Oop, and that's way... You guys can't see it, but I'm picking up like whole little scoops of pigment here just because my paints have been wet. And I gotta make sure I'm not adding too much since I'm mixing such a small amount here. It's just the tiniest bit of magenta. Okay. That's decently close. That's pretty close. I wish I had a yellow ochre to compare it to. I don't, but we're kind of getting there. Here, I'll swatch it down on the paper so you guys don't have to deal with the glare. And so we can see it a bit better, because, your swatch is going to look different from, like, your mixed color in the pan. And that's getting a little bit closer. I think yellow ochre tends to be a little bit darker than that. So maybe I'll go in and add just, like, the slightest bit more blue and magenta to try and, like, darken it, but also desaturate it just the slightest amount. And that's probably closer to what a traditional yellow ochre might look like in terms of watercolors.